Alright, Subpart E, special rules certain Mexico domicile carriers. 501 scope. The rules subpart governing the application of Mexico domicile motor carrier to provide transportation, property, passenger, and interstate commerce between Mexico and points of the United States beyond municipality with the commercial zones along with the United States-Mexico international border. Mexico domicile carrier will not provide point-to-point transportation service, including the express delivery service within the United States goods for the other international cargo. 365-503 applicant. Each application applying under the subpart must submit the application that consists of the OP1MX application from the registration Mexican Carrier Motor Carrier Authority to operate beyond the U.S. municipalities commercial zones on the U.S.-Mexico border. Form MCS 150 Motor Carrier Identification Report notification of the means designation process agent, either submission and application package. Form BOC, the designation agent, motor carrier brokers, freight forward, letter stating of the applicant using a process against agent serving with the submit of the form BOC with electronically. Federal Motor Safety Administration will only process with your application if it meets the following condition. The application must be completed in English. Information supplied must be accurate, complete, include all the required supporting documents, applicable certification accordance with the instruction form OP1, MX MMCS 150 form BOC. Application must be included with the filing fee with the Federal Motor Safety Administration amount set forth in Title 49. 363 F1. Applicant must be signed with the applicant. You must submit the application address the form provided with the form OP1MX. You must obtain the application form at Federal Motor Safety Administration Division office for download. Then the Federal Motor Safety Administration website. 365-505 registration fees waiving certain application filed with the application form OP1MX from the receipt of the before May 3rd, 2002. You are required to file with the form OP1MX. You need not to submit with the new fee with you file with a new applicant under this subpart. If you hold the certificate registration issued within April 18, 2002, authorization operation beyond the municipalities among the United States of the Mexico border beyond the commercial zone of such municipalities, you are required to file OPMX1. If you want to continue with these operations, you need not to submit the fee while the filing application of this part. You must file the application by November 4, 2003. Federal Motor Safety Administration suspend and revoke the certification registration applicable holder that fails to complete with the procedures set forth in this section. Certification registration issued April 18, 2000, before April 18, 2002 will remain valid until Federal Motor Safety Administration acts on OP1MX applications. Alright, 365-507, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration action for the action on application. Federal Motor Carrier Administration will review act on each of the applications submitted under the subpart in accordance with its procedure set out with this part. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration validated accuracy of the information certificate and certifications provided with the application, checking the data maintained with the database for the government of Mexico and the United States. Pre-authorization safety of every Mexico domiciled carrier is applied under this part of the more satisfactory complete Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration safety audit before Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will grant provisional operating authority to operate with the United States. The safety audit with review of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration carrier's written procedure, record to validate accuracy of the information certifications and approved in the application and determine whether the carrier has established to exercise basic safety management control necessary to ensure the safety operation. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will result in the safety audit using the criteria appendix A of this part. If the carrier successfully completes the pre-authorization safety audit with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration approved the application submitted under this part, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will publish a summary application for the preliminary grant with the authority of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and register give notice of the public in case any one of the opposed to the application is required in 365-109B of this part. If the Federal Motor Carrier Administration grants provisional operating authority for the applicant with the assignment of the distinctive U.S. dot number that identifies the motor carrier authorized to operate beyond the municipalities of the United States on the U.S.-Mexico international border beyond the commercial zones of such municipalities in order to operate with the United States of Mexico domiciled motor carrier have provisional operating authority, have surety insurance provided, file proof of the financial responsibility form, certificate, insurance, surety bonds, endorsements as required in 387-301 of the subchapter. Electrically filing and having process agent, electrically filing with the BOC designation agent, motor carrier brokers, and freight forwarders are required in 366 subpart of this subchapter. Comply with all provisions safety monitoring system subpart B of the 385 subchapter, including successful CVSA level 1 in inspection at least every 90 days after the having details are fixed with the commercial motor vehicle operated in the United States is required in 385-103C of this subchapter. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Management will grant permanent authority over the Mexico domiciled carrier no earlier than the 18th month of the day of the provisional operating authority granted only with the access to completion of the satisfaction Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration over the safety monitoring system of the Mexico domiciled carriers set out subpart B 385 subchapter successfully completion includes obtaining satisfactory safety rating as a result of the compliance review. Alright, 365-507T, Federal Motor Carrier Administration acts on an application. Federal Motor Carrier Administration will review the act of the application submitted under this subpart in accordance with the procedure set out with this part. Federal Motor Carrier Administration will validate accuracy information certificates provided with the application, checking the data maintained with the database government of Mexico and the United States. Pre-authorization safety audit. Every Mexico domicile carrier applied under this part of the satisfactory complete Federal Motor Carrier Administration safety audit before Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration grants provisional operating authority to operate in the United States. The safety audit with the review of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration carrier written procedure to record and validate accuracy of the information certification in the application and determine whether the carrier has established or has exercised the basic safety management controls necessary to ensure safety operation. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will evaluate the result of the safety audit using the criteria appendix A of this part. If the carrier successfully completes pre-authorization safety audit, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration approve the application submitted under this part. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration publish the summary application of the preliminary grant authority of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration register give the notice of the public in any case one wishes to go oppose the application requirement 365-109T. If the Federal Motor Carrier Administration grants provisional operating authority to the applicant with the sign of the distinct U.S. dot number to identify the motor carrier authorized to operate beyond the municipality of the United States of the U.S.-Mexico international border beyond the commercial zones of such municipality in order to operate the United States-Mexico domicile motor carrier with provisional operating authority. Have its surety insurance provided with file proof of the financial responsibility form and that certificate insurance surety bonds endorsement is required in 368 387-301T with the subchapter. File a hard copy of the file with the process agent. Electronically submit BOC designation agent motor carrier brokers freight forwarders as required in 3 part 366 subchapter 3, complying with the provision safety monitoring system subpart 385 of subchapter, including successful passing CVSA 1 level 1 inspection at least 90 days, having decals affixed to each commercial motor vehicle operated in the United States as required in 385-103 of the C of the subchapter. If the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration grants permanent operating authority to Mexico to domicile no earlier than 18 months after the day of the provisional operating authority is granted, a successful completion of satisfaction of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety monitoring Mexico domicile carrier set out in subpart B of this part on 385 subchapter completion includes operating things safety ratings result in compliance review. Or 365-509 requirements of notifying Federal Motor Carrier Administration change of applicant information. Motor carrier subject to the subpart must notify Federal Motor Carrier Administration of the change of the correction information in Part 1, 1A, and 2, Form OP1MX, or Form BOC designation agent motor carrier breaker freight forward during the application process. Having been granted provisional operating authority, a carrier must notify the Federal Motor Carrier Administration in writing within 30 days of changing the correction. If the carrier fails to complete with paragraph A of the section, Federal Motor Carrier Administration suspend and revoke the operating authority until it meets the requirements. 365-509T requirement notifying the Federal Motor Carrier Safety to change the applicant information. Motor carrier subject to the subpart must notify the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration change of the correction information parts 1, 1A, 2 submitted with the form OPMX, form BOC 3 designation agent motor carrier breakers freight forwards during the application process having granted provisional operating authority. Carrier must notify the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration written within 45 days of change of the carrier correction. If the carrier fails to comply with the paragraph A of the section, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration will revoke its operating authority until it meets the requirements. 365-511 requirements of CVSA inspection vehicles over the first 3 consecutive years of permanent operating authority. Mexico domicile motor carrier granted permanent operating authority must have the vehicles inspected with the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance certified inspectors every 3 months. Their display current inspector decals attesting successful completion of such inspection at least 3 consecutive years after receiving permanent operating authority from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. And that was 365 governing applications for operating authority.